but neither of them in the circle of
The under-19 World Championships, Prince Albert last year. And
took his young Australia team to a goal. Swing and a miss on, and Josh White over at first.
well, it's great to see, like, within the gameplay, but they want to get things right. Then pops right at the last moment. And play that went, especially with a runner on.
Snap throw down to first, he's back. Strikeouts. So contact the key for Singapore.
Times that can be quite unhittable.
Here's Farhan.
One of their best hitters.
Misses down.
You send him or don't you? And
Culver. Reed, the pitcher, is not batting. Little rise first base. Try that one a couple of times fast. One hopper, he bobbles it, but comes up and makes an RBI man just 2 years ago in 2017. Little changeup.
Up the defense.
Absolutely. If they can hit the likes of New Zealand and other top teams.
Here in Prague, Jim, 31 degrees Celsius today.
If you're at the beach with an umbrella up at the plate.
Glad you're not wearing a towel to work today, Jim. Well, it's interesting to watch.
Stance, you see that foot almost outside the batter's box. Shales looking across the diamond, gets a good jump over there. That one's hit deep in. Shales looking across the diamond, gets a good jump over there. That one's hit deep into center field. Forget about it. O'Byrne will step in, the second baseman for Australia.
You just can't make a mistake against a team like Australia. You know,
but in danger of putting another free runner aboard. Coming up through the junior program for us last year, in Prince Albert with the gold medal. That one's upstairs in the catcher. So White with that stance, somewhat like Nick Shale's stance. That 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little roller past the diving shortstop. Coming around third and scoring easily. First 2 outs in the book. 2 outs. Way in. 1-1 pitch came way inside, a hard one. Throw down, it's going to be late. 1. That one's laced down the right field line, but it's going to be foul. That one hits the backstop and comes. Little catching now at the men's championship level. At once, but they mix them in with some veterans. Little one hopper down to third base and handling it nicely. Marcus Chu Siapa. Great strikeouts for the youngster late.
He'll have some butterflies in his stomach for sure, and nothing like a couple of
first. See if he can avoid the walk. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss on in the catcher for Singapore. He is the veteran.
Done a wonderful job with Swan being in 72 and Manila, where they came 9th. But especially regionally, they're obviously in the Southeast Asia.
Point you make, the Czech Republic probably the championship round in 2015. Strikeouts for Leighton Reed. Swing and a miss.
For sure.
Swing and a miss. Did a little bit of a funny hop on Shales out there. Going on the pitch and sliding in safely. Young 26-year-old player.
That throw come down. The ball back team, they're coming back off the success of the under-19 program.
The order, Hayden Matthews and James Todd-Hunter. Trick with the big 2-run homer. Josh White with an RBI single. And just like that, the 9th. Tan started mixing the changeup in early. He's off on the pitch. He'll have that one.
Base, and of course, Zalazar. Elazam.
Bounces that one in the dirt. Lifted that into deep center field. Back to the fence. He'll not have a chance. Home run on Yu Cho. Went back to the fence as if he might have a shot at it. high hopper. That one's going to go up the middle, but coming across to make a nice play. The batter is Nick Shales. He first pitch swings. That one's a flare down the right field. Audric Shellna. Harden on the two-run homer at some point. Hart bounces that one.
He's impatient here, isn't he?
Laser.
Has the record for Australia. There's 7 now, but Kirkpatrick, yeah, 6. I mean, that's
a 4-year cycle.
Oh yeah.
So they had to be around the Australian. Way outside, even keel, but don't leave that pitch anywhere near the strike zone. He launches another one. That one's going back to the fence. Leaps up, unable to come up with it is Dominic Kahn. Around third comes Shales to score.
Oh, there you go. Maybe a 6 World Championships. He's halfway there with RBIs in this from only 2 at-bats. You see this one. Just get out of the grasp of Han Chow out at center field there. Did a gallant
top of that one, but nearly took that one out of the yard.
This Brendan O'Byrne, I like the way he played.
One hopper back to Ong. He looks back. Now he's got Kirkpatrick, but he throws to first and 2.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick. He's doing
still the 2 outs.
Ball, and the ball didn't get loose on the way to 1.
That one off the top of the screen comes back to our catcher quickly, and 3-0 pitch down in the dirt. That one gets away from the catcher, going down to third. And holding is Brendan O'Byrne. Meanwhile, Josh White's going to help himself to 60 feet of real estate. So the batter is Liam O'Leary.
Too late.
Off the we are at 6 at the moment.
Aloysius.
That one hits the plexiglass, comes straight back, but also hit the umpire. Unfortunately, the ball caught in between on that one. Swing and a miss. The local fans up and down.
Game last night between New Zealand and Czech Republic, but an outstanding
batting order. Swing and a miss of 7 as we head to the top of the order. Lead in the circle.
All about that quick rhythm for Reed.
Swing and a miss.
Well, he's a big unit for sure, and great kid to have around. Had around for dinner a few times, and well worth the effort, that's for sure.
One hopper down to third.
See there, Australia. Just
the first in the game back in the first inning.
Good communication out there.
Just a little higher up the grain elevator. How high up will he go? There's a one hopper that he goes up and gets him for Australia. That means we're at 8-9. Who added a triple in his second at-bat. There's a one hopper out to short. Throws a little bit about a team like Australia. They travel well. Coming through the booth before the start of the game among them.
That last pitch, that comes straight, you're right when you say it, straight between the...
So 3-0. And you obviously were never a pitcher. Matthews with that towering home run, our starter for Singapore.
It's the bottom of the third, so there's still a chance.
Jose taking on the Netherlands. 7 Singapore made the nice play on. Swinging
an elite athlete, but this young pitcher from Singapore, he's got a bit of movement.
Swinging outs in the book.
Well, you can see with the velocity here, there's that rise ball and the pickoff attempt, of course.
Movement than our starter. That one's lifted out into deep left field. Going to carry back to the fence. He goes! And a nice catch. Next level. Good hard.
Looks a little jerky.
Laced into center field. The ball, you can see knuckle it get intimidated. Got ready for the next one. It was, so he hit it right on the screws.
Some guys, just when you see them, you feel they're ahead.
Except for the third. Young legs get. That one's down in the dirt. Going to throw to second, but not in time. So Singapore.
Then you start thinking about other things.
Put your defensive, and they love it when someone works quick like he does. Swing and a miss on a to Leighton Reed in his first trip. That one's upstairs and a late steal. He's going to be dead to right over at third.
Purcell comes in. He comes out of the Redlands Association and quick.
Well, here he is in the opening game for the 29th. But Urban Neha, a lefty capable of beating anyone out here. Couple of hops out to short is, of course, 10 after 4 or 7.
Partway through the second innings, excuse me, finish this one in this innings.
Callum Bieshel is the batter for Shales, bounces one off of second base, and he's aboard with a...
You're right on the money, Jim. Of course, with a base runner on, and Brendan O'Byrne.
Little flare out into right center field, no man's land. It drops in, coming around second and over to third.
Now for another pinch hitter, Jet Wright.
So Jet Wright coming in to Bieshel down at third. Little flare up and out. Deep to left field. That one is over the scoreboard into the trees.
Australia win off this walk-off hit.
Well, Jet's the name and Jet is the game. That one looked like it was leaving.
We saw you this morning. Of course, the next one's going to be good, but we'll get a recap of the game very shortly as well, too, right?
So there it is, some early base running, getting a hit in his first trip to the plate. And some aggressive base running we saw. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't for Singapore. But there you see it, the home run to straightaway center. That was O'Byrne's, I believe.
Oh, yeah, was that the O'Byrne or Kirkpatrick? Because Kirkpatrick with that first pitch, wasn't it? I know that's, of course, that's Hayden Matthews a bit later in the ball game. Nice home run for him. That was in the second.
Australia scoring 3 in the first, 4 in the second, so they had the game pretty well put away after the first 2 innings. There's some of that good defense by Singapore. Impressive flashes from the young shortstop. You see there Mrs. Kirkpatrick and one of the youngsters. Here's the
pass ball coming off that screen, doesn't it? Got in the way with the umpire. And Australia, they'll take any opportunity that's given to them, won't they?
Here's another nice defensive play by Singapore. It looked like it might leave the yard, went all the way back to the fence and came up with it.
Oh, Singapore, swipe a bag.
Aggressive base running there.
And that's the nail in the coffin, Jim. Someone booked an airline ticket. Jet Wright hits that shot. 3-run shot to win it.
Well, that is indeed. And we'll have to look at our notes to see how the prediction thing turned out, Jason. But we can talk about that a little bit later. You see the